Hello, welcome to the weather update. Last day of July, July 31st, 2022. And we're in the kind of a humid note with some rain moving in. You can see here on the radar here as this next storm system approaches. And here is another look here on the satellite. So definitely got some rain moving in tonight. Another look at the radar here. You can see nothing severe, just some showers, maybe some embedded thunderstorms. Nothing really severe if you have to look for severe weather. Probably up here in the upper Midwest. Other than that, it's fairly quiet in terms of severe weather across the country. However, if we look at the weather and hazards map, you'll see once again we have it looks like a red flag warning for most of Montana. There, we got red flag warnings in California, and we've got heat advisories and red flag excessive heat warning actually for much of Washington as well. So the Pacific Northwest really getting into the heat. And then with the monsoon rains, you got some flood warnings around in the Southwest there. So taking a look at the observations across the country, and you'll see that it's going to be pretty hot. Look at this, the heat in the Northwest. Well, at least be glad you're not there because they're dealing with temperatures in 100 in interior Washington. Even at the coast, you're seeing 95 here. You have to be right at the coast. Even if you're in Seattle, Boeing Field, King County Airport, 91 degrees with a dew point of 57. This is, let's give you an idea of the kind of heat they're dealing with there in the Pacific Northwest. And then we'll look at our weather. You can see it got well into the 90s today. Not as humid, but still, I mean, they don't have the humidity like we do. But 90s is really hot for them. And you have to be right at the coast. So if you're right at the coast, you're in the 60s here. But the thing is, you got these big mountain ranges, so the cool marine air can't really get in. It gets blocked by the mountain ranges, so you really have to be right at the coast. Otherwise, you're going to deal with all this heat. Well, just show you that before we even end. And then in Montana, they're also dealing with this heat and some strong wind gusts. Look at that, 98 degrees with a dew point of 35, wind gusts to 22. So this is what they have to worry about there in Montana. All right. I wanted to bring that up because we haven't been the only ones suffering with the heat. All right, so let's go to the latest observations in our area. And you can see 75. Dew point is up to 72, so you definitely felt that humidity come up tonight. We'll look at what it was like at Islip. And you'll see here that wasn't as warm as yesterday. We had those thickening high clouds, and we really had heavily filtered sunshine by the afternoon. High and mid-level clouds. You can see mid-80s for highs. The dew points were low in the beginning of the day, but then as we got, even in the afternoon, dew point of 57, but then they just shot up this evening. It just shot up really quick from 50 up to near 70, so it got humid this evening. Earlier, it was fairly comfortable. It was warmer. The dew points were lower, and that made it more manageable. Now we're stuck in that high humidity again. You can look at the dew points here, and you'll see here dew points all generally at 70 or greater. Funny enough, it seems like they're a little lower in New Jersey, oddly enough. And temperatures generally in the mid to upper 70s, except of course in the alley where it's 80 degrees. So let's take a look at what the high temperatures and the low temperatures were. So the high temperatures, we got into the mid 80s across the area. So mid 80s. Across the area today, and Jersey maybe a little warmer there, upper 80s, generally mid 80s, so not as warm as yesterday, and again because of that filtered sunshine. Now let's go look at the lows that we had this morning, because I bet you some areas got pretty cool. Yeah, West Hampton got down to 55, knew they would, yeah, everybody else got in the mid 60s. Of course the alley probably didn't go below 70. So mid-60s there as well. The alley was probably more in line with the city with 72 or 71. Yep. So anyway, let's now go to the. I don't really have an official alley reading, all right? I don't have like a thermometer that reads the lows. I just glance at it from time to time. But anyway, so July is almost over, but we're gonna do the monthly summary I think tomorrow, all right? It hasn't come out yet. I'm sure the Weather Service will put one together. So let's go take a look and see how things are going to change as we get into August, or not. So we'll go first to the North American view here. And we will go look at the jet stream. which we know has been a mess. And look at that, it's still a mess. Here we are as we go into August. You can see the jet streams just really weak and very wavy. And you can see not really any troughs coming through to bring us any relief from bring us any big cool downs here. You can see that little trough there come sort of toward the end of the period there a little bit. Tries to maybe get going over the northeast maybe as we head toward the middle of August perhaps. That's the extreme long range. But again, you have a jet stream that's just in disarray right now. Let's go to the height anomaly here. So as we look at the heights, and you'll see there's some ridging going on in the east, especially as we get toward the weekend. Oh, that's not good at all. So this is not a good setup because this means we could be dealing with some heat when you get an upper air pattern like this. But then toward the end, you see there's a trough that does eventually develop. You also see the Atlantic's pretty quiet, but the Pacific's got numerous tropical storms going there. So let's go now to the CONUS view, and we will look at the surface. I'm afraid to look at those temperature anomalies, but we're going to have to do that eventually. So, so tomorrow we have that chance of rain. Dissipates by the afternoon. We'll just probably have some clouds left over. Tuesday, we'll have like a little bit of a dry front come through, but it could be a chance of a pop-up thunderstorm. And then we dry out on Wednesday, and then the temperatures start increasing as we start dealing with this ridge. Now you see that high that's trying to get through. Originally, it was supposed to bring us a nice weekend, but look what happens. Kind of just dissipates and falls into the ridge. And there's the ridge from hell over us on the weekend. And that ridge from hell is going to be with us for a while until the next cold front comes through around the middle of the month. All right. So with that, let's go and look at the temperature anomalies. I'm afraid to look, but let's go. So we go tomorrow a little bit below normal with the cloud cover. Then for Tuesday, we start going above normal. Wednesday, above normal. And then we go way above normal. Here we have Thursday, Friday. Saturday backs off a little bit, it looks like. Sunday, above normal. Monday, it looks like maybe some relief tries to get through, but then we go way above normal again Tuesday, Wednesday, and then maybe finally we get into that cooler air with that trough. That's extremely in the long range, though, so don't get your hopes up. So let's go to the HRRR now, and we'll look at the short range and focus on the incoming rain that we are going to be dealing with. In fact, we don't really have the full HRRR in, which is kind of disappointing. So, you know what? Without that, let me go to GFS, and we'll just review our temperatures and our dew point and wind flow as we head into this, so we can look at that at least. So tomorrow, you'll see we are in the humidity tomorrow. Dew points are going to be up there, going to be a little muggy, and the humidity sticks around for Tuesday as well. See more of a southwesterly orientation on the wind, which means it's going to be hotter. And then we get into this a little bit of drier air for Wednesday. Doesn't mean it's going to be cooler. You look at the temperatures, and again, it's just going to be drier, hot air. And then the dew points start again rising. Here we are by Thursday. Dew points up there, and then by Friday, we're dealing with the south flow and pretty high dew points. Again, south flow, maybe there'll be a sea breeze. Avoid the worst, the heat on Long Island. There is a south flow as well on Saturday. But then we go to more of a killer. It almost tries to take a little bit of a killer west wind there by Sunday. And then you can see what we're dealing with here. More humidity. And we'll have to wait until probably, a week from Thursday before we get out of it. So, yeah, it's going to suck. All right. Now, let's go to the temperatures on this. And, tomorrow, not going to be all that hot because of the shower activity, the clouds. Temperature's only going to be in the 70s. And then for Tuesday, here we go. We're going to hit 90 on Tuesday probably. Probably be in the low 90s, maybe mid-90s. Sea breezes will be weak. Here we are Wednesday. We're with the drier air, but it's still going to be pretty warm out there. Upper 80s. It's going to be similar to Saturday, I think, the weather. So upper 80s to around 90, especially if you're in New Jersey. And then here we go Thursday again, heating things up again. Probably going to deal with it. Looks like it has most of the 90s in the northern part of the island, but probably see 90s in Mineola. Jersey well into the mid to upper 90s. And then, Friday, here we are. We're all suffering in the mid 90s again. And then Saturday, it does seem to back off a little bit with more of that southerly flow a little bit, but then it starts heating back up again. Here we go. So here's Monday. It looks like maybe a backdoor front there. This is extremely in the long range. I just want to show you. We have plenty of heat coming. Here we are. More mid 90s for Tuesday. And then it backs off again. At least I don't see a sustained period of mid 90s day after day after day like what we saw, but last week. But it's still going to be above normal. That's the bottom line. So now let's go to the HRRR, which should be more of it. And well, what we could do while we wait for that. Let's just look at the MODIS satellite for a minute. And again, these are the cirrus clouds coming in. We're gonna see if I want to see if there are any wildfires going. Oh yeah, it looks like there are some fires. There's some of this wildfire smoke from California. I wonder if we're gonna be affected by that. So look at that. It's just messed up. But anyway, let me look at one other thing here, which is the Climate Prediction Center. Climate Prediction Center, and again the outlook, which, yeah, above normal for the east. The core of it's in the Midwest, and we're near normal for precipitation. And again, here we are. That part of the above normal temperatures are in the Midwest, though. So at least we're not dealing with the worst of it. But you can see the whole country is pretty much above normal. All right, let's go to the HRRR now. We should have the HRRR in, most of it in here. And we'll look at the temperatures here for tomorrow as well. So the temperatures you see, it's not going to be that hot with that cloud cover. But it's Tuesday that we don't really have enough of it in to look at Tuesday's weather. And we're only missing a couple of, maybe 3 or 4 hours of it. So let's go to the radar simulation here on this. And you'll see again overnight, you'll see those showers, maybe some embedded thunderstorms, maybe lingering a little bit into the morning. And there's a chance of maybe some pop-ups in the early afternoon. It kind of dissipates later on in the afternoon toward the evening. And then for Tuesday, this is all we can have for Tuesday here, all right? It's a gentle curve to these isobars, so it doesn't really indicate to me that there would be severe weather on Tuesday. That's a gentle curve right there, all right? But one thing's for sure, the humidity does stay high. Here you are dealing with those high dew points again. You have to wait for that relief to come in, hopefully by later in the evening toward Wednesday. And it's still going to be hot. It's just going to be less humid. That's all. But, yeah, we're going to have that humidity tomorrow. But we shouldn't have too much heat, again, with those clouds around. I guess that's the last thing we'll look at. The cloud cover, RGM. We'll look at the cloud cover on the RGM. And you'll see here plenty of clouds around for tomorrow. Don't expect much sunshine. Maybe a little bit toward just before the sunset, maybe. I don't know, but probably not. Tuesday we'll have more sunshine. Probably a hazy look to this, probably a little, that humid feel. Some cirrus, maybe some cumulonimbus building in the afternoon. And then it is Wednesday that we should have a fairly sunny day, like very similar to Saturday probably, but on the hot side again, but it will be at least less humid. Look at the NAM as well. We don't really have enough of that zero Z NAM, but we can look at this NAM here, and you'll see here it does want to show that. I mean, you might see the sun before it sets. It's possible, after 5 o'clock or something. But for Tuesday, definitely more in the way of it's not going to be a clear day. It'll be partly sunny and humid and disgusting out. No, it won't be nice. Wednesday is probably going to be the best day of the week right now. So that's what it's looking like. Let's go to the GFS here. So, it's a low-resolution model for the clouds, but we can look at that. And you'll see here it does give us a mostly clear sky on Wednesday, but that's it. I think and maybe Thursday, too, we might have a good amount of sun, but it's going to start heating up by then. The dew points, though, are going to be starting to rise, so definitely be a little hotter that day, too. I think if you look at the temperatures, we'll see 90s. The South Shore will be the place to be on that day, for sure, as it always is. And so I'm not going to really go any further with the cloud cover. This is sort of like what it looks like for Friday, and then the weekend. You can see it looks like maybe we have a boundary over us. So that might bring us some rain chances, perhaps. Some small rain chances. It actually looks like it does bring us some rain chances, perhaps early Saturday. We'll have to see. This is well into the future. Around we thought this front would come through, but again, we don't have a jet stream to push the front through, so we're dealing with more stall front syndrome. So, last thing I'll look at Storm Prediction Center and just see if they've put us in any severe weather risks at all. I don't think they have, but we'll go ahead and look anyway. Let's see if they can do that. Get that. Oh, not loading again. Yep, not loading. All right, we can take a look here in the yeah. For some reason, it's the only way I can load it, but you can see here there's no threats of severe weather for us as well. So that's going to be it for this weather update. You have a good night. Thanks for watching.